Ink Ribbon.
Alright, so as you guys can see, I've got my first cosplay. I kind of want to get into cosplay. Well, I do want to get into cosplay, but I'm sort of like dipping my toe in the water and choosing things that are easier. So I just thought I would make this video showing you guys how I put this all together, because it actually was really fun and I feel really cool. Like, I'm channeling Samuel's energy right now. Come on, let's go!
So the first thing I had to do was really make sure that I could get the font on his jacket as exact as possible. And unfortunately I couldn't find this font anywhere, so decided to make it myself. But I used a really easy trick by taking a regular stencil font and stretching it. It matched perfectly, so I just did that, printed it out, and then made sure that it fit on the jacket where I needed it to be. Then I used this soda carton to create the stencil. I cut out the letters, laid them out, and then the really tedious part came where I had to just cut out everything but the border of each letter to make sure I can make the stencil, and this took forever. It really hurt my fingers. It's not that interesting, but that's how I did it. So here all I did was tape them down, draw them with the marker to create the outline, and then from there, I just had to start cutting them out and get them prepared. Now that I'm watching this, I'm remembering this is what really hurt my hands. I think it almost gave me carpal tunnel, like for real. And also, be careful with the knife. So I used this old muscle shirt as a practice run, which wasn't a good idea because it's got ribbed fabric, so the paint got kind of splotchy, but it worked well enough that I knew it would work on the jacket. I used these fabric paints, which I will put a link to in the description of the ones that I used if you want to buy them for yourself. I used black and white, black for the base of the letters and white for the outline. Some of you may be wondering why I didn't use patches. It's because they just didn't have the font that I wanted in the size that I wanted, and that's pretty much it. So as this test run goes, all I did was just kind of see how the paint worked, got used to it, and I think it turned out okay for a test. I don't know what I'm going to do with this shirt now, but whatever. So I transferred all of this over to the jacket, and now it was real. This was go time, but it actually worked out just fine. The paint, I was very careful. I took my time, which is why this footage is sped up so much. But I started with the black, and then I decided to freehand the outlines later. The trickiest part about this was spacing the letters apart, because like the RAC fit fine, but the COON on the other side was really tight, but somehow I got it right in there. Okay, so here I just did, just like the test run, I outlined all the letters, and I did put 2 coats, and they do take about the bottle said 72 hours to dry, so I let it dry for that long just to make sure that, you know, everything was where it needed to be. And I think it actually turned out surprisingly good. This is the final result, and the jacket was ready to be dried, and then bam, Samuel.
Yeah! I'll kick your ass! Come on!
The body of a man, but the mind of a little boy.
Hey, how about you come down here and suck my dick?
And there you go. I hope you guys found this useful for any future cosplay ideas of your own. But until next time, I'm Kai Morgan, and as always, thanks for watching Ink Ribbon. And a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Your extra support means the world to me and helps me keep making content for you guys.